So today we're going to make a nice beef stew, bit of a classic. I mean, I grew up on this sort of stuff. I've got some carrots in there, mushrooms, you can add some potatoes or some other types of vegetables. A little bit of flour in there to give it that nice kind of silkiness. Really, really delicious. Welcome back to How to Cook Great. Okay, so let's jump straight in on this one. I've got 2 tablespoons, or a nice large knob, as we call it, of butter, melting away in there. And we're first going to add our beef. Now, I've got some cube stewing beef here. Cut it into nice chunks. It's fairly lean. And I've got about 50 grams there. We're going to cook this for about 5 minutes, stirring, fairly often here now. Let's get some of this butter and beef together. Then we can move on to the next step. Medium heat, by the way, guys. So that's about 4 or 5 minutes there, cooking in that butter. What we're going to do now is add some salt, some black pepper, the herb I'm using today is thyme. I've got 2 teaspoons there of dried thyme. You could change that to something else if you want, no problem, like a rosemary, basil, oregano, something like that. And then I've got 1 tablespoon here of plain flour that goes in, and we're going to work this in again, staying on this medium heat, and we're going to go for another 5 minutes. You need to be stirring pretty much all the time now. Okay, now that flour is going to really help us make the thickening of the sauce. Now I've got here 135 grams of tomato paste. 135 grams is one of those kind of small little, Tetra Pak things. And we're going to do the same again now. We're going to go for about another 5 minutes, stirring this in. We really want to cook the tomato paste out. It's quite important to do that. Keep it moving. Really fabulous, really fabulous. Okay, 1 tablespoon of garlic, and that goes. 1 cup of onions. I've sliced mine, you can cut them smaller if you want. And I'm going to add a cup of carrots. Now celery, potatoes, any other veg you want really can go in. We're going to be adding mushrooms a bit later. And again, another 5 minutes or so on this medium heat, cooking away. This is going to really be worth it, honestly. The end results are fabulous. So now we're going to add some liquid. You can just use water if you want. I've got some chicken stock I'm using in this one. In that goes. Here we go, look. Touch more. So that is 1.5 pints of stock. Medium heat, let it go for about 7 or 8 minutes. It's going to thicken up because we've got that flour in there. It will thicken up. On this medium heat, we're nearly there. You can see it's kind of silking out a little bit there at the moment. We can adjust the thickness a bit later if you want, but let's see how we get on here. Okay, that's coming along really nicely. Now, I've now got some mushrooms. Like I said, I've got 250 grams of a brown mushroom. You can use any mushrooms you like, and you can see I've cut them into nice thick slices here. And that amount of mushrooms basically is one of those kind of plastic punnets that they come in. It's usually got, you know, depends on the size, 4, 5, 6 mushrooms, just to give you an idea. Okay, let's cook this for a further 6 or 7 minutes. That will give enough time now to get our beef, well, my beef, depends on what type of beef you've got, nice and tender. And this is going to be just so, so good. Beautiful stuff. That looks beautiful. Okay, off goes the heat. That's reduced down really nicely. It's a nice consistency for me. Check it for salt and pepper. For me, it's good. Let me get that on a plate. Classic. And that looks beautiful. Adding that flour in there gives it that nice kind of silkiness. The tomato paste works really well. Complete classic, that is. Takes a little while, but that's what a stew's really all about, isn't it? Hope you enjoy that. Keep safe, keep well, and I'll see you really soon, I hope. Lots of love. All right, thanks very, very much for making it to this part of the video and making it to the end of the video. Really, really appreciate all the views that we're getting. Just a little update. We're still living in the Kingdom of Bahrain. We're cooking like crazy. We're doing really well. If you want to subscribe, that would be fantastic. Helps us out a lot. Thumbs ups are great, and obviously a comment. If you've got a comment to make, I'll try and get back to you if I can. But yeah, life's pretty good. It's not so hot at the moment. It's kind of cooled down a bit. Bahrain is absolutely beautiful, and this part of the world is beautiful when it comes to winter. It's cooling down and it's lovely. See you later.